What's going on, Grind Gang? Welcome to another episode of Eternal Grind, the podcast. Of course, I'm your boy, Eternal Grind Capo. I'm here with a special guest this Sunday evening. I reached out to her a while ago about her post. If you guys been following the page, you recently, I'm sorry, that was my phone. You guys recently seen me post her video of a scenario. If you guys don't remember, I'll play it now for you guys, and then we'll get into it.
Okay, so I have a question. What if one morning you wake up next to the love of your life and you notice that they have a small timer above the top of their head that only you can see because they're the love of your life? You notice that the time is decreasing rapidly, and you later find out that it stands for the amount of time that they have left to live. My question to you is, do you tell them how much time they have left to live? Do you want to know how much time you have left to live? And what happens if they can't see your time? If they can't see your time, that means that you're not the love of their life. So, do you stay and enjoy whatever time you have left with them, even knowing that you're not the love of their life? Or do you go out and attempt to find the person who can see your timer and tell you how much time you have left to live? Let me know what you'll do in the comment section below.
Hell of a question, ladies and gentlemen. I have the amazing headline that's here with us. How are you doing this evening?
Hello, how are you? I'm doing fine. Thank you so much for having me.
That video, as we spoke about backstage, that video was very intriguing to me, especially because I watch a lot of your videos and you're very interesting. I want to start off and get the people to know you, what you do, and who you are before we go into that portion of the topic. So let's go ahead and let them know where you're from. Represent.
Okay, well, what's up, you guys? Again, my name is Head Lioness. I am originally from Indianapolis, Indiana. I currently live in Atlanta, Georgia. Been here for about 7 years or so. I am an author, I'm a poet, I am a content creator. I'm a student of psychology. I'm going for my degree. And I'm a mother, like I said, first and foremost. And I just like to get people thinking. I like to get their minds going so that way, we can see where everyone is, I guess, mentally. I think it's a good conversation starter. So that's why I put these scenarios out here.
Okay, cool, cool, cool. I have a quick question. What made you go into the activist realm?
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that I am a Black activist. And I'm very proud of that. I'm sorry about that. You said what made me go into that realm?
Yes, ma'am.
Because I love history. I love the study of history. I love knowing what's going on. I love politics. I love knowing what's happening for with my people. And so after, like I said, knowing what happened in history and knowing what I'm knowing is going on today, seeing what we're currently seeing, I can't help but feel within my heart like it's only the right thing to do to be out here and push the narrative to protect my people. I'm also a serial entrepreneur. I have a self-defense equipment line for women of color. It's called Protected Melanin. I do self-defense courses, and we do brunch at the gun range and all of
Okay.
these different things. I, do a lot of informing on safety tips and just letting women know what's going on around us, even not just in Atlanta, but all over the place. I just felt like it was the right thing to do. We got to do this together, because if we don't do it together, we're not going to get anywhere. That's my mindset on it.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's very dope. I mean, for you to be a woman empowering other women, that's something that we don't see a
Yes.
lot these
Yes.
days. And if there is women empowering other women, there's always some type of financial gain behind it, naturally.
Yeah.
But um, but that's definitely dope, man. Like I said, you're a very interesting person, so I know I definitely had to have you on the show. Another question, while we're still on the activist thing, right? So, and it's probably a touchy subject and a little old. The what is his name? Derek Chauvin, right? Is it?
Oh, God. Yeah.
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 Um, how do you feel about that decision particularly?
His verdict, I feel like, of course, he didn't receive the maximum sentence that he should have received. However, I feel like as long as he stays in there, I'm hoping that the prison system does what it needs to do once he's there. That's all I'll say on that. Hopefully I can say that. I don't know, but I'm just gonna hope that nature takes its course.
Yeah,
You,
I think the prison system has definitely changed from back in
yeah,
the day. You know, back in the days, things used to happen to certain people and certain types of people, and now they probably get more protection than
yeah,
anybody else. But
yeah.
just want to hear your take. So we're gonna go into the famous video.
Yeah.
Um,
Look, that was a touch
and
one.
yeah. Because every time I talk to somebody about that particular topic, I never get a straightforward answer. I just either get someone yelling and cussing, and I'm just like, all right, do you agree with it or don't you? And it's either, oh, well, he didn't get enough time and he should have got 100. It's like, okay, all right, I didn't
Yeah,
sentence him.
yeah.
Relax.
No,
But
I definitely do not agree with it. But if I feel like we as black people, in order for us, and I know we're going to move on to the next topic, I feel like we as black people, in order for us to really get some sort of um, positive response that will positively affect us as people, we have to infiltrate that system from the ground up. We have to be in every aspect of the judicial system so that way we can have that voice at the table and be able to, make those decisions and help make sure that we're getting the justice that we need to get. I mean, right now, it's not set up for us to win. Can I just say
I,
that? And
I, I, I totally agree on
yeah,
that. I've been saying that for a very long time. A lot of black business owners, I'm very proud of them because they're black men and women that are taking their lives into their own hands and going
yeah,
out and doing something. But at the same time, I don't agree naturally with people like Ben Crump, Al Sharpton, and I get into a lot of debates about it solely because I feel like it looks good on TV, but the
mm-hmm,
groundwork are here in these neighborhoods.
mm,
When you get on CNN and you make these amazing speeches and you make us feel good and hopeful and stuff like that, and we have to walk outside our doors,
mm-hmm.
and still deal with real life. And I'm not saying come down here and hang out in the hood, but I think sometimes they need to actually come to these places before the problem hits.
Absolutely.
Don't
Yeah.
don't wait till it hits. So a lot of those times, like Al Sharpton, excuse me, but I can't stand him because I mean every time someone dies, he's the first one to say, "Oh, how," you know, and it's just like,
Mm-hmm.
yo, dude, you have an office right there in Harlem, New York City, and no one sees you. You're not out there, and,
Yep.
and, and like the Black Lives Matter thing.
Oh
I haven't-
goodness.
Yeah, I mean, we don't see any recreation centers, job training programs, housing assistance. I mean, we're allowing our people to use the government and not teaching them better. All right, cool. You're born and raised in the projects. Why not stay there, get a job at Hardee's, whatever you got to do, save your money for 5 years and go buy a home and some land.
Mm-hmm.
You're
Yeah.
only paying $28 rent,
Yeah.
and I'm not saying everybody's rent is 20, that, I'm just saying kind of that's,
Yeah,
yeah,
trust me. I understand, but you have to think about it like this. A lot of our people are not mentally brought up thinking that way. We're just now with our generation, we're just now starting to change our way of thinking. Like, okay, I need to create some generational wealth. I need to invest this money over here. I need to do this. We're just now starting to get those wheels turning. Not saying that it wasn't happening back in the day, because we do, we had our instances and our people who did their thing, but at the magnitude that we're at now, it's
yeah,
just now starting to happen. So it's a process, but I'm happy to say that at least we have started the work. We have
right.
started to get the momentum going. So it's a process, but I agree with you wholeheartedly on how
Next
Sharpton.
year, I'm gonna throw a basketball tournament. I've been in talks with my brother. My brother's actually a college basketball coach down in Missouri, um, and me and him been in talks. So next year, we're gonna throw nice size. Oh man, there's a net in here, Jesus! But we're gonna throw a basketball tournament, and we're gonna take all the proceeds, and we're gonna pick like maybe two or three kids, and we're gonna pay their tuition in college,
Dope.
for a couple semesters, because that's what's needed, because that's how we're going to get in there, as you said, man. But I've noticed a lot of times, we root for people, and then once they're in that position, and I understand you just can't go in there and it's like, yo, black power kind of thing. But I mean, at least reach back. A
Yep,
lot of
they
these get
switch
in these
up.
positions and they kind of like, well, time's not so bad, guys. It's like,
They
yo,
switch
dude,
up. That's what it is. They switch up and they forget where they came from because they realize, oh, well, I don't never really have to go back there, not understanding that
Right.
anything in the blink of an eye, you could be right back where you started. And a lot of people don't understand that, you be careful when you get in certain positions because everybody is not, rooting for you. You know what I'm saying? If that
Absolutely.
makes sense. So it's
Absolutely.
easy to fall back where you came from, especially
Yeah.
when you're surrounded by people who don't actually want to see you win in the first place.
Yeah. Yeah. I noticed we don't trust either. We don't
Okay.
trust each other. We're good at talking and we're good at hoping and wishing, but we don't trust when it comes to actually putting something together with our people.
Oh yeah.
There's always that in the back of my mind, like, well, she's always late, or so we can't count on her.
Mhm.
He's related to this one, and I don't like his cousin. And, so a lot of times we think about all the wrong things, and that's what hinders us from really, pushing forward as far as creating something special in our communities. I say this all the time. People call it the trenches, the ghettos, whatever you want to call it, but it wouldn't be that if these people don't come over here and put stores right in the middle of the trenches and the
Yep.
ghettos. And,
Yep.
so it's worth a lot more than we're thinking it's worth. And all we got to do is do some research. But
Yep. Yep.
that was
Yep.
cool, man. It's all
I, I
good.
I agree with you 100%, and I definitely understand and, like I said, agree as far as the trusting aspect of it. I deal with that all the time. Just being a Black woman business owner,
Right.
I can tell women all day, every day, why it's important and the seriousness behind buying protective equipment because we're coming up missing in large numbers and nobody's looking for us. But
Yeah,
you
which
would
is
think, but they're still hesitant, and I just don't understand that part of it. But yeah,
I would like to know, and if you ever sit down with like a group of them and you actually get the answer on why they're so hesitant, because I've noticed that also. But it's so kind of crazy because I think all the time I can go on Instagram right now and find any kind of fight or whatever I need, and I'm like, so nobody sees women getting kidnapped, nobody
yep,
sees children disappearing. That's
yep,
never caught on camera or something like that. I'm like, I'm
yep,
confused here, you
yep,
know.
yep.
So it throws me for a loop because I'm like, hey, we're catching literally everything on camera from aliens to whatever, but nobody's seen 14 kids get missing off the same block. What?
Yep. Yep. It's a lot of things when it comes to social media. A lot of things are being censored. And a lot of, especially for me, my content, just trying to promote, my different product is being censored. I can't promote certain things using certain hashtags and
Mm.
things like that. So, um,
KB, how are you? Happy
I,
birthday. I'm sorry, KB King of Baldwin. That's actually my old co-host. She left the show to go to her own venture, which I'm so proud of her on. So she's in the building tonight. But I'll answer. Well, I'll let her answer that question in a minute. KB, give us a second. I'm sorry. Go ahead and continue.
oh no, it's fine. I just, like I said again, a lot of things are being censored. I have a hard time even promoting certain things, just trying to get it to flood through Instagram and social and Facebook. It gets flagged. A lot of people report my page. I don't know. It's
Really?
crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. And to answer and to touch on the question of, trying to figure out why certain women are hesitant. I've been to so many different pop-up shops all over the place in different states and things like that. And I've actually asked women and I've heard them tell me in a nutshell, a lot of them feel untouchable. A lot of them feel like, oh, I don't ever really be anywhere, where anything like that happens. I only do this, this, and this. And people don't understand how quickly, it can go from good to real messed up, if I can say that. So, that's pretty much what it's coming off as. They just feel untouchable. They don't feel like it can happen to them.
That's thinking outside of reality, man. That's
Yeah,
that's living in a world that's very, very dangerous, man, because it's like
yeah,
you're seeing it for your own eyes what's going on and you're not taking it, serious. And even me being a guy, I take all of it serious because I mean it's just that real. I mean, I go online all the time. It's just like, oh, in this state there's 2,000 children missing.
right.
How?
And
But
nobody's
I go
talking
on
about it.
Instagram and I see police officers going up doing the crate challenge.
Yep, yep.
What?
Because we're not it's unfortunate, but we're just not a priority. We're not a priority, and I really, I can only say so much on that. I don't want to get, crucified, you know what I'm saying? But we're not a priority, and that has been shown to us on several occasions, time and time again. And that's why it's so important. That's why I felt like it was my responsibility to do the groundwork. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead
Absolutely.
and do what I can do. If I can just get you the equipment and show you how to use it, give you a self-defense course, maybe we can off track, something happening in the future if ever it was to come your way.
Right,
But
right,
that's me doing the best I can do. You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
So
Which is dope because I mean
exactly,
I
the
can
government is
understand.
definitely involved. The government,
You think so?
yeah, the government is definitely involved.
Well,
The
I don't know,
government,
man. We
the
might have to all
government
get
is
into a
snatching
group.
these kids. They're snatching these kids. It's a lot that goes into this. That's why I said I just want to leave it surface level if I can.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We'll leave it where it is. We'll definitely be in contact. I'll tell KB to get in contact with you as well, and we
Yeah.
might all have to like really sit down and have a conversation because I can see we're all kind of thinking the same thing, but being in
Yeah.
front of this camera and being monitored turns into something
Yeah.
else. So, okay, so we're gonna go into your scenario video.
Yeah.
KB, I'm not sure if you were here for that, but I want you to check it out. So I'm gonna play it again. I see people in and out, so they'll catch it, when they tune back in. But I'm gonna play it again, and I want you to describe where your mind was and how'd you come up with this, because I'm pretty sure it wasn't just something like, oh, I'm just gonna because it's just like I feel like you're one of those people that you're like, what if this happened? You know, like kind of thing. So KB, check it out. I'm gonna play the video, and if you would like, let me know. I can send you the link, and you come up here and we chop it up about it. All right.
Cool. Thank you. I have a question. What if one morning you wake up next to the love of your life and you notice that they have a small timer above the top of their head that only you can see because they're the love of your life? You notice that the time is decreasing rapidly, and you later find out that it stands for the amount of time that they have left to live. My question to you is, do you tell them how much time they have left to live? Do you want to know how much time you have left to live? And what happens if they can't see your time? If they can't see your time, that means that you're not the love of their life. So, do you stay and enjoy whatever time you have left with them, even knowing that you're not the love of their life? Or do you go out and attempt to find the person who can see your timer and tell you how much time you have left to live? Let me know what you will do in the comment section below.
When I say hard questions, it's something that you will have to sit there and think about. I
Yeah.
mean, that's mind blowing. First and foremost, let me ask you, right? What would your answer be to that question?
Wow. Okay. So I never answer my own scenarios.
I got you. Got it first.
I purposely never answer my own scenarios, but I am willing to do it. So in this situation, um, if they ask how much time they have, I would let them know, honestly, because I feel like it's not fair for me to withhold that information from them. I feel like, especially if they only have a little bit of time left, I would want them to know so that way they can do all the things that they would want to do in those last moments of their life. Um, would I leave them if I couldn't see their timer? Yes, I would leave them, because I'm not the love of your life. I mean, I could understand if I was the love of your life and you refused to tell me because you didn't want to, whatever, whatever. But to know that I'm here wasting my time with you, I would rather be out wasting that last bit of time trying to find who can tell me what's going on and who really loves me or whatever, if that makes sense. Yeah, but I never really answer my own scenarios. But that's pretty much what I would do. I would wish them the best in finding, whoever they're supposed to be with, but I wouldn't stay. No.
That's a crazy thing because I mean, first of all, the emotions that's going to be involved if you
Yeah.
look up and see somebody and you can't see their timing, that means that they don't love you the way you love them.
Love them.
Which
Exactly.
that's just like proving it. But I'm pretty sure like right now, 80 to 90% people in relationships right now that's the scenario just
Yep,
without the clocks. You know, you
exactly.
just didn't see the clocks. That's crazy. KB says I wouldn't want to know my time.
And she wouldn't tell. Hey, yeah,
It
it
changes
does change.
lives.
It does. I agree with that. But you know what? Like you just said, me personally in real life, if I am in a relationship and I know that the love that I'm showing is not being reciprocated to me, I'm not gonna linger around. Like
Right.
I'm not. And a lot of people fall short in making the decision to leave. I literally just posted something about this today. We have to get comfortable dating relationships that are not pouring into us the way that we need to be poured into, and that's okay. I would rather be hurt on the outskirt than sit here and be hurt with you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's just my mindset on it.
Do you feel like some people they purposely ignore the signs to keep from leaving those situations because they love that person on their end so much?
Yes, I do. I've done it, if I'm being honest, because you know what it is. A lot of people, a lot of times we hope for the best, and a lot of
Yeah.
times we give people the benefit of the doubt. I hope I'm answering this. I just feel like people will stay because they're complacent, they're comfortable with that person, and it's like, wow, okay, I've already established this foundation with this person, and it may not be the best, and I'm hurting, and I feel low, and I'm depressed. But I mean, what are the chances of me even going out here and finding somebody that's going to be better?
Right.
I think a lot of people are stuck in, bondages with narcissistic people, and they don't even realize it. But you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. So love, what is your definition of
Ooh-wee.
yeah. Yeah, we're gonna get into it now.
What is my definition of love? Ooh, what is my definition of love? Being loved properly, I guess I could say, is someone catering to your love language, someone taking the time out to genuinely, wholeheartedly get to know who you are as an individual and love you according to who and treat you the way you need to be treated according to who you are as an individual.
Right.
I think love is, uplifting and empowering. It's encouraging. I feel like the proper love can bring a sense of security within oneself, and things like that. I think the image of love has been tarnished, if I'm being honest, because of the things that we see on social media and in society these days. But I think love can be a great thing. I think when you're loved properly, you can do amazing things, if I'm being honest. Loyalty, like she said, loyalty is a big deal. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I feel like I can go on and on about that.
What is she?
Yeah.
Oh, you're
Overrated,
spelling it for
overwhelming, understanding, outstanding.
yeah, that's KP. She'll break everything.
I love it. I love it. Being understanding, like you just have to pour into your person, like real deal, buckle down and solely focus on that one person and pour into them in the way that they need to be poured into. And a lot of people don't understand that when you do that with a person, that love that that love that they should reciprocate back to you can just, like, you know what I'm saying? It could be something out of this world, but that can, like I said, I can go on and on about that.
Yeah, I think the younger generation got tarnished somewhere because they haven't seen the older generation like how we have.
Yeah.
Like when we grew up, and especially you being from Indiana, I'm from all the way in New York, but I still seen the older marriages that lasted 40 years, 50 years. And I mean, yeah, I've seen older couples that have cursed each other out every day, but you can't tell him nothing about her.
Right.
Can't tell her nothing about him, and it was genuine. Nowadays, they allow music videos, movies, TV shows,
And
and
dictate.
social media to dictate, their relationships. And it's like I be listening to a lot of young guys now. It's like they're almost embarrassed to say they like a girl.
Yep. Yep.
It's
Yep.
just like What?
You
Like,
know, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's funny that you brought up music because in social media, because I am constantly telling people, like, I am very strategic about the music that I listen to, because music will dictate your mood. It will
right,
dictate your mind frame and how you respond to certain things. So especially first thing in the morning, I'm listening to jazz first thing in the morning because most of the time jazz doesn't have words to it, so I can control my thoughts and dictate how my day is going to start, the mindset that I'm going to leave my house with, and so on and so forth. When you listen to, certain rap songs, I feel like it's been times where I can be driving. I'm just like, you seen the meme where like some chicks will be driving to Target, they listening to rap music, they this and this, and they talking about Uzi like they finna do a drive-by or something like that. Like literally that's how music can dictate you. And I just, so I'm very, very particular about, what I intake as far as movies and shows. I don't watch TV, not as
right,
often.
right.
And if I do, it's gotta be something informal that I can learn from.
Most definitely. I'm just learning about the energy thing.
Oh
Um, I didn't know it was such a real thing to where you have to really protect your energy because it would change you entirely. So
yes.
I've been, looking into that a lot, and it's like, man, I don't like certain music anymore. I don't
Hmm.
like certain people,
Yeah.
and I feel like I'm getting old because I feel like my grandfather is just like some of the young guys will walk past me, and I'm just like, right about that kid, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
for the most part, man, yeah, the love thing is very tricky. Your scenarios are dead on, and I'm pretty sure they're happening in real life. But it's seeming to us that it's not because it's not happening to us in particular. And I think that's another one of our problems. We're not paying attention to it as a whole.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
man, I'm
Yeah.
still thinking about the question because I want to actually respond myself with it right now, but I got writer's block or mind block or whatever.
It's okay.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I'm not going to take up much more of your time. I just want to say thank you and I appreciate you for coming up here and giving me the opportunity to interview you and pick your mind a little bit and have an amazing conversation. If you would send me the link to your book, I would definitely put it under the caption on the YouTube, and I'll definitely post it to the Facebook page. I need everybody when you guys actually see this video, please go over to Instagram and follow at head dot lioness.
Yes.
Um, Let me move this real fast so people can know how to spell it. That's how
Yeah.
you spell it. Just put the at sign.
Yep.
For those of us that's a little off and was in the slow classes. Uh, but thank you again, like I said, man, wonderful conversation. KB, thank you for pulling up. Grind family, I know a lot of y'all didn't pull up. Y'all see this later. Yo, appreciate you, gang. Y'all
Yep.
have a great Sunday.
You too. Bye.